Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Right, let's get that uploaded. How can I share it? Ah, there we go. Okay. Do that. Well, I called it on the team. Yeah, not happy to see Mr. Hanley in the starting lineup, but case alright. He will probably do what he always does and proves me wrong. Let's get the broadcast up. Dismiss. No, not ways to watch, just let me watch. That would be useful, wouldn't it? Sport. Main event. Of course, we're the main event. There we go. Happy days. I think everything's working. Okay, that works. That's good. It's an alright team from Oxford. There he is, old Callum. Okay, might see a bit of Forsen then. Brutal. Inflammation behind his right eye. Jesus. What pressure? Why is that not working? Bloody thing. Right, I think we've got everything set up. I think we're good to go. God knows, we'll find out. Anyway, right, let's have a look at the starting lineup. Angus Gunn, obvious. The only reason he wouldn't start is if we were selling him, but we wouldn't have given him number one. You'd hope anyway. Jack Stacey, I was happy with that, and Callum Dore. I think we got two great fullbacks there. It's the centre backs. I'm fuming. I don't know why I'm so fuming about it. If you are pottering around the house. It's one of those situations where Hanley's a good, solid centre back, but I just don't think he is ever going to work with the sort of play that we want to play. And I do not want to see him dawdling on the ball with opportunities to get it to Stacey down the line. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe Johannes Thorup has worked a miracle and suddenly made him work out how to play out the back. Duffy, I'm not as fussed about. He's a big old brick, and he's useful, when we go for set pieces at the other end. But he actually can. Like he can actually now. Oh, I am. So that'll be interesting. I'm really excited to see Cam Dore play. This one's going to be good fun. I think that is going to be really, really good down that left. Is it working right? Is the stream looking all right at your end? Kenny McLean, I think this is the position that Forson's going to take in the future. Oh, we've got a couple of you in. Hey, happy days. Is it working your side as well, baby? Cryptid, good to see you, mate. Nice. Come on, City. Exactly. Thank you for the subscription as well, mate. Appreciate that. I've got it popping up on the phone in front of me. Oh, everything's working. It's like I know what I'm doing. This is fabulous. So Ken, I mean, I'd love to see 30, 40 minutes of Forson. Absolutely. Perfect. Happy days. Thank you guys. Appreciate that for letting me know. I want to see at least probably 20 minutes of Forson before I absolutely dump the mare. But we will have to see. Game should start in 12 minutes. God, Jesus, we're starting to tick through. Anyone else's heart starting to flutter a little bit? I'm happy with Kenny for now. More than happy with Marcelino, of course. We'd love a 30-yard banger. That would be great. Liam Gibbs, I called this. I was happy with that. I put that in my predicted lineup, and I'm happy that Johannes' red line to me is working, and we are, synchronised on this one. I think Liam could have a really good season. He hasn't had a lot of chance recently, so hopefully this will be proof in the pudding. Now we'll come to right wing in a minute. Where can we win 2-0, mate? I like that. I put down 3-2, so I'd much prefer your result. Absolutely. Jesus. A nice comfortable win, yeah? Let's not go to the right wing yet. I mean, it's an obvious hole, but we'll start with Borja Signs. I loved in the pre-season. It looked like he was given a lot more freedom to cut in behind Sargent, or whoever we had up front. So that's where he's most deadly. If we can keep getting him into those little holes in behind the striker, I think we're going to be all right. Josh Sargent back in the team, absolutely good. We just need to keep him fit, which is hard enough sometimes. But hey ho, we will see how that goes. Let's deal with the elephant in the room. Johnny Rowe doesn't start. If I remember correctly, I think he's on the bench. I bloody hope he's on the bench. Oh, God. I stayed away from the bench, clearly, because I did not want to upset myself any further. No, he's not on the bench. Oh, God. Right, so Johnny Rowe confirmed he's off to Marseille. That's great. Bloody hell. But we do have Fash now, at least, who is a good player. I would imagine, though, if this is confirmation, which it seems pretty obvious it is, that Johnny Rowe is on his way out of the club, then yeah, it's going to be one of those things where we need to get a replacement. It will be interesting to see Playeta. What was it we quoted him as being the second fastest man in the Premier League when we went up. I know a lot of people take the piss out of him, and he didn't really ever click at Norwich. But it's one of those things, he might not have the best technicality, but he is very quick. So I don't really want to see him running at the likes of Grant Hanley, put it that way. We need to keep him quiet, and we're going to need Stacey to do a lot of that hard work, I think, down that right-hand side for us, just to make sure, the old sort of classic of a player leaves your club, and when they next play you, they score against you, and it's usually the bloody winner. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see play out. Let's have a look at Oxford's team, because there are some interesting choices in there. Will Vaulks, that's a name that I haven't seen in a while. It'd be nice to see him playing. He's a good little midfielder. Brannigan, of course, is Oxford's absolute star man. They obviously did this massive piece about how much of an amazing penalty taker is, which, well, we all know what that means. Oxford are going to get a penalty at some point, and he's going to score it just to prove Sky's point. Mark Harris up front. I know that he's the old Millwall boy, isn't he? Or Peterborough, I think he used to play. It's an interesting one with Oxford. I said it in my predictions. They haven't really got a lot of sort of recent championship experience, but there's some all right players in there. Joe Bennett was one that I used to really like when he was at Huddersfield. He was a great little player. Felt like he had that one good season when Huddersfield went up in the Prem, but it never just really caught on. But good to see him still playing. I think he'll have a good season for them. Probably looking like his penultimate season in his career, I would assume, at the ripe old age of 34. But yeah, it was good to obviously see we've got 2-0 prediction. Anyone else got any other predictions? Let us know. I'll obviously update the score line and such as we go. But how far are we out? 8 minutes. 8 minutes till D-Day. It is exciting and nervous at the same times. Let's have a look around the houses. Remind ourselves of the other matches we've got on today. Sport, football, fixtures. So, Cardiff taking on Sunderland. We've got Hull taking on Bristol. Leeds starting their campaign. A lot of people think a championship winning campaign is incoming. They're going to be starting against Portsmouth. I think that'll be a great game. If Portsmouth play the way that they did in League One and have the confidence to do it, which you'd hope that they would, it's usually the best way to succeed. 2-1 to us, like it. That's good positivity. That'll be a really good game, having both of them absolutely going at each other. Middlesbrough take on the Swans. Millwall taking on Watford. That one's going to be interesting to see how Watford kick on. I think a lot of people are saying that Watford will probably struggle this season. QPR take on West Brom, and Stoke take on Coventry. Fashionable's a good player. Yeah, I think he's a great player. He started brilliantly last season and then just seemed to completely drop out of the team. Like, I know Johnny Rowe obviously was fantastic, but it just felt like, well, can we not use him somewhere else within the team? I don't know. Could you not put Fashionable maybe in behind because we were still playing a number 10? I'm not sure with that one. But yeah, I've set the starting lineup as a bit of a 4-5-1. When I went to the 2 home pre-seasons, this is what I felt like we were playing most of the time. It kind of changes into a 4-2-3-1 as Norwich go on the attack. But I think it's a solid base. I mean, this is one of my favourite Football Manager formations. An educated guess. Yeah, well, I mean, you can always back the yellow and green. Just never bet on them because they'll ruin your bet. Never ever bet on your own team. But yeah, I'm hoping we'll see obviously how we line up at the start of the game. But I feel like 4-5-1 probably in and out of possession, and then when on the attack in the final third, that I would imagine Nunes will slip in behind Sargent with McLean kind of popping in. Doyle, great passing. Yeah, no, absolutely. He's been really widely tipped to be another one of these Pep Guardiola moulded players. I don't want to say like a Lewis, but I don't think we've signed that sort of quality of player. But he is absolutely, absolutely fantastic. I think he's going to have a really good season. I've got a mate who I work with at work. He supports Blackburn. He saw a nice little chunk of Crescenian as well. So I think we've got 2 great left backs. We've gone from me about 3 weeks ago thinking we've got no bloody left backs to 2 pretty solid ones. Doyle for me definitely starts. Crescenian is more probably a backup. I think maybe where we might sometimes, Doyle's been told he might be used centre back as well sometimes. So maybe that's when Crescenian comes in a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. But yeah, I think we will be in a really, really, really good position. With these players. And I really want to see how far Doyle gets forward, whether he is kind of like how Jack Stacey was being used, like really high up, because we'll definitely get the most out of him. I wouldn't say it's uneducated, Em. I've waffled enough nonsense in your ear about football. So, I'm sure you know plenty enough to predict predict a result or two. But yeah, just to remind everyone, of course, obviously Oxford coming up from League One through the playoffs. Both Norfolk and Suffolk clubs know that, sometimes that can mean that you come up through the playoffs and you decide to go all the way to the Prem. Do I see that for Oxford? Probably not. But obviously it is nice to see them up here now, and hopefully they will be able to get safety. Obviously for any Oxford fans that would be watching this before or after the game. We are imminent. Sky are playing their promotional get excited videos, which never seem to have the same energy as they used to when it was Big Joey Barton tackles and Roy Keane destroying opposition players. But we are, as I say, the EFL is back, baby. What did everyone make of the games yesterday as well? For those who did watch, which game did you watch? What did you make of the four teams that we saw on show yesterday? Some good results, great result for Blackburn. If they can keep Sammy Smodits, maybe that's who Norwich will be looking at if we do end up selling Johnny Rowe. We'll have to see, I guess. But yeah, we are imminent. Oh, well, the third kit's looking nice. That's at least one thing we can garner out of here. The third kit looks lovely. A lot of people did predict that we would probably... I mean, if we were planning to play in the third kit today, it would have been nice, actually, just leave the announcement of the third kit until this morning. But, hey, que sera. Right, players walking out. Hanley leading the way. There's Callum Doyle, love it. Fashnow in behind him. Ginger John looking ready to score goals. One of the favourites, actually, to get the Golden Boot for the Championship this season. So we will be ready and roaring to go for that one. God, Kassam Stadium's covered in smoke already. Love it. Got the Tifos out. This is fantastic. Can't actually read that one, boys, but fair enough. There's Playetta as well, strolling into position. I'm sure he is well up for this game. Prove a little point. I can't remember how much we got for him when we got rid of him. Or if we even made any bloody money out of selling Playetta. But yes, we will see how we go. Right, Sky are running through the teams. Obviously, no, other way around. No, that way around. There we go. I'll get my left and right in a minute. Obviously, we've got Norwich's starting 11 here. I'll update that as substitutes happen. I'll update the score, obviously, as goals go in, if they do. No, I don't want to take a 0-0. We are here for wins. That's what we are here for on opening days of the season. Yes, so going through the Oxford team at the minute, obviously they're all getting ready for kickoff. I say Karen Brannigan, big one to look out for. Norwich fans will know Playetta's pace. We need to shut that down quickly. But here we go. Yeah, the all-important team, obviously yellow and green. The kit's looking lovely. That for the headshots, love that. For me, Liam Gibbs, I think that's a big one to look out for. I think if he really clicks like I think he can in that box-to-box role, he's going to carry Norwich a long way. And like I said, yeah, it will be interesting to see how many minutes does Forson potentially get for Norwich. I'm hoping half an hour. He's had a pre-season. He hasn't played any games midweek in Austria, so there's no reason really he shouldn't be able to come into this team for a little bit today, especially if he's been named on the bench. I feel like if he wasn't named on the bench, I'd probably, then I would have not been surprised. But yeah, to have him there, I'd be surprised if we leave him out now. But we'll see. We will see what Jan Thorpe has up his mind, and we'll see if we need him. Maybe Kenny goes and scores 2 in the first 5 minutes. You never know. You can always dream. Immediately, Sky doing every Norwich's fans' nightmare and circling in on how important Josh Sargent is now going to be now that Johnny Rowe is definitely out the door. and Sarah's gone. So, yeah, if there's any Bournemouth fans watching as well, no, you can't have him. He's ours. He's here. He's here to win the championship, okay? We do really need to keep Josh Sargent. We cannot be in a position where we are letting another star player go. But I'm hoping, look, we must have balanced the books and we must have reinvested well. So anyway, enough transfer nonsense. Yes, I do come around from Norwich, mate. I wasn't born and bred, but I've lived here for years and years, and currently living in Norwich. So I like to go to as many games as possible. So, if you're not a subscriber already, drop a subscriber because we'll either be watching the games together or I'll be vlogging it. Anyway, kickoff is gone. Josh Sargent kicks it off and McLean immediately goes forward. It looks like we are going for direct play. Oh, hello. Oh, Josh Sargent nearly knocking it down there to Borja Signs. Quick start from Norwich. It's what we like to see. I've got notifications galore. Yes, I've got 15 different apps telling me the game started. I know it has. We are watching it right now. Jan is shaking his head already. That's always good. Jeff Man, thank you very much for the subscription, my friend. Welcome to the channel. And we are hopefully settling down. No, we're not. Kenny fighting for it. Nunez gets it under control. Love that. Borja can't quite squeeze it. Come on, Norwich, indeed. Come on, Norwich, indeed. It's nice and comfortable, though. It's one of those things. I'm not stressing too much. My heart is probably through the roof. I've taken my watch off for that exact reason. Like old school radio. I love that. Yeah, there's a lot of focus on Johannes. Who is fuming already, to be fair. He's already quite frustrated, which is, I don't know, it's good to see, because nothing disastrous has happened. Norwich and Oxford both trying to find their feet in this game early days. But yeah, I'm personally a bit of an old school one with that. Anyone who has, dangerous ball, that's handball, gotta be. Definitely need to settle down, Cryptid. Yeah, absolutely as well. Even if it's not just an early goal, I think just get the ball under control. Just a good 5-minute possession play. That would be nice. And exactly the style that Johannes, I think, thrives off of. But that was a very dangerous ball by Oxford. Nice run in behind from the striker. And Hanley's just losing him. And I'm getting frustrated watching Hanley play football again, which is painful. But yeah, I'm a bit of an old school manager when it comes to it. I like a lot of emotion. And normally you wouldn't get that from a manager from Scandinavia, let's say. But yeah, for those who have had the pain of me being on the sideline for 5-a-side or 11-a-side football on the weekends, I will shout at everything and anything. So it's good to see Johannes obviously showing early signs of frustration where it is required. But yeah, it's a bright start from Oxford, to be fair, for the first couple minutes. Quite impressed, quietly. And they go out wide now. This is dangerous from Oxford. 2 in the box if he can get across. Oh, that's painful. That was close. Okay. It's offside, to be fair. Thank God. I knew it was offside. I'm not stressed at all. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here, fans. Oh, that's a lovely ball, though. Genuinely. It looks like, Harris was just offside. How is he not? Oh, it's gone through his legs. Oh, his teammates megged him. Nothing Callum Dorr can do there. To be honest, that's the one time that our centre-backs being slow as dinosaurs actually helps us because it just lets the Oxford players run in front. Player already also starting to show a little bit of threat down that left-hand side for Oxford, which is, it's something to worry about. We can't underestimate him. There is a reason he is still floating around Championship clubs right now. I know it didn't click for us. Maybe not for Birmingham, not really for Swansea, but a club like Oxford, where he's going to be in that starting 11 consistently, I could see it working. Yeah, we are looking worried, Cryptid. It's not a fun one right now. We just need to get our feet on the ball and knock it around a little bit. I think that's why Giannis is a bit annoyed, really, that we've gone so direct so quickly, because we just don't need to. That's a terrible back pass. Don't like that from Hanley. Didn't really stick his boot through that to make sure that got to gun. Fash now can't bring it down to control, so it's a throw in the Oxford defensive half. Johannes cutting a bit of a frustrated figure. The one thing I would say as an Norwich fan as well, we have to count ourselves quite lucky that we've been given this sort of opening game. Now, it's no disrespect to any Oxford fan, but realistically, we could have had much harder starting fixtures. So, early days, Jack Stacey nicks off Playetta. Good boy. Oh, it's a terrible pass, though. What's he trying to do? We're just trying to rush everything. Oxford down the left. Rodriguez gets it to the byline. Good header for Hanley. Stacey clears, but he's got time. He's got time. It's back again. So we're straight back in Oxford. Playing really ballsy stuff. This is very impressive for Oxford. They are... Oh, looking for Harris again. Really high press from Oxford. To be honest, I think they've done their education in the pre-season. This is how Norwich struggled, was being pressed. Good by Stacey. Good by Stacey. Takes it away from Playetta. But yeah, this is extremely well. Oh my God, indeed. This is painful watching so far for Norwich fans. We are just not settling at our best right now. 5 minutes in and Oxford are absolutely the dominant team. How has it only been 5 minutes as well? This felt like 15 minutes as a Norwich fan. You know what the problem is? Hang on, bear with me. There we go. There we go. That'll sort us out. Right, now we're ready. Come on. Right, as soon as we put the shirt on, Josh Sargent's on the ball and he gets it out to Borja Sainz. Come on, son. Make me dream. Lovely. There we go. A little bit better. There you go. That's what it was. I just wasn't wearing the shirt, boys. I just wasn't on it. Right. Oxford really good. Yeah, really, really good atmosphere. I was hoping to get an away ticket. But unfortunately, obviously, with their stadium being 3/4 seating and 1/4 car park, there was only 2,000 fans that were able to get away tickets. So for those watching it after the game who were there, let us know in the comments, obviously, how it was. And if you're sneakily watching it in the stadium because the football is scaring you right now, we've got a corner, all will be well. Right, Nunes to take this corner. Let's see if the threat of Duffy is real. Whips it in. Ooh, knocked away on the byline almost. And that's going to go out for a throw to Norwich. Okay, hopefully we can use this as a bit of time to settle. You know, we need to chill out a little bit. Just let it all come together. It'll be fine. But yeah, it'd be nice to see Norwich not try and force this a bit too much. We need to now use this as a good chance to have a good 5 minutes of our own possession. And let's see what we do. So Nunes on the throw-ins as well. Taking his time, letting the boys settle. There's a lot in the 6-yard box. Oh, he's got a long throw on him. Never knew that was part of Nunes' game. Sargent knocks it back in. Comes down to Sainz. Oh, that's just cleared away. That's good. McLean. Yeah, nice. Settling the boys down. We're good. Can he switch it out? No, goes back to Stacey, then Hanley. Stacey. No, that's McLean, isn't it? Yep. Nunes. That's nice. That's what I want to see from Norwich, right? Regather the ball. Leeds hit the post, have they? God, I told you that game will be a barnstormer. I predicted 4-2, and if they're already smashing it against the post, I think we'll be on for that prediction. But yeah, from a Norwich point of view, this is what I want to see. You know, we've had a bit of a rough first 5 minutes, but we've settled it down. We're not trying to rush it forward now. We've got the boys getting back in position. McLean now looks to bring it forward. He's got good space. Sainz helps it on to Callum Doyle. Ooh, good clearance by Oxford. Great clearance, that one. Norwich started to put a little bit of pressure on now. This is good. It's been a much better 3 minutes compared to those first 5. Yeah, it's good to see it settling in. Oh, quick ball in, though. Fast now. Knocks it behind. Yeah, goal kick. Goal kick. On the ball, City can be heard round the Kassam. It's lovely to hear. I have not had enough drinks this early in the morning to be joining in with that. I can tell you that for a fact. But interception from Kenny McLean. Yeah, that was definitely out. Yeah, fair enough. He smiles, he laughs about it. But unfortunately, Kenny, that one could have been seen from space. That had left the field of play. So, coming up to 10 minutes. Oxford with a throw around about the halfway line. There's Joe Bennett. I think we'll have a good season for the guys. That's good tackle. Fast now looking to keep it in. It's launched forward. Are you going to Stevenage and Blackburn? Nice one, Cryptid. I will be at the Stevenage game. I am contemplating getting myself a ticket for the Blackburn game. Obviously, we did not sell out the full away contingency. Just to let everyone know as well, Swansea City have just taken the lead against Middlesbrough. Oh, no, they haven't. It's been chalked off. That was easy. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Stevenage. I think that'll be a nice game. I like that about being in the lower leagues, right? You play the earlier stages of the EFL Cup against teams, when you're in the Championship at least, a little bit below you. And sometimes that can really kick on your season. If we can go and beat Stevenage at home 3-0, that might help us settle down a bit. If we lose 1-0, our season's dead. Blackburn, it'll be nice. I mean, I thought that was going to be also quite an easy start to the season. But at the end of the day, they looked really good against Derby. So I'm not 100% confident about that one. But let me know, Cryptid, what do you think the scores will be for these two games? Hi, Toby. It has not looked great. I'll be honest, my man. The first 5 minutes, Oxford looked very impressive. So I should reword that, because if there are any Oxford fans in here, they'd be very unhappy. It looks like there has been a goal in the Leeds and Portsmouth game, just quickly. And Oxford are on the attack again. Yep, 10 minutes in, Leeds have taken the lead. Terrible. Against Portsmouth. But yeah, mate, first 5 minutes were not great from Norwich, looking like they were trying to rush the ball forward. Oxford really putting the pressure on, and it's now starting to settle again into Oxford putting a lot of pressure on. Harris now down the left-hand side. Plays in Playetta. Oh, good save at the front post by Angus Gunn. Oh, that's terrible. Oy, oy, oy. Playetta is going for that goal against Norwich. Nunes sleeping on the ball a little bit there. That's not what we want to see. But yeah, more dangerous attacks from Oxford. They look like a good team, or we are looking like a pretty ropey one right now. I think we'll beat Stevenage 3-0. Yeah, I think that's probably a fair shout. And draw 1-1 to Blackburn. On current showing, I think a 1-1 0-0 draw against Blackburn, I think that's maybe fair, I think we'll be a tougher opposition, obviously, than Derby. But, yeah, we need to settle ourselves down. So, yes, Norwich struggling in these first sort of 10 minutes, not really getting the ball down, frustrating Johannes very much every step of the way at the minute. But we are now trying to play it out in front of the City fans. Lovely to see them there. Absolutely, Toby. That is spot on, my friend. Absolutely spot on. I've said it quite a few times, and I've seen quite a lot of Norwich fans say it, so I hope we all feel it. This is going to take time. We are going to have to settle. We've gone from a very different style of management to this new playing style, back in a more Norwich way, which is good, but it takes time. You can't just click. The best way I always use as an analogy, this isn't FIFA. You can't just buy a couple players and start making West Brom play like Barcelona, right? It takes time for these guys to learn it. And if we get rid of Grant Hanley in centre-back, it'd be fantastic. Any clubs out there that wish to sign Grant Hanley, it'll be £100 behind the bar at Dealey's, and throw in a fish and chips and you can have him, all right? We'll pay his wages. It's fine. Stacey now, though, looking to build a little bit from the back, and there is the man himself, Grant Hanley. Plays to McLean. It's not really the option I'd go. It's trying to play a bit too through the middle. Nunes goes long. Josh is going to chase that. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, and the goalie has to palm it behind. That was nearly a big mess up by Oxford at the back there. I was about to say a really hopeless launch of the ball forward. Nunes trying to find Sargent. And, yeah, oh, God. I think there's that Oxford right back. Who would that be? Let's have a quick look so I get this right. Yeah, Sam Long, I believe that was, nodded it straight over his goalkeeper. Oof, not good. I'm looking forward to Cordoba being fit. Do you think he will take the Hanley place then, and it will still be Duffy and Cordoba? Because I'd love that. And yeah, Forson in for McLean, definitely. Crescenian, you think he would be in for Callum Doyle then? That would be an interesting choice, Toby. I quite like Callum Doyle. I think he would be good at left back. Oh, ref's already having a little chit-chat. Oh, please don't touch each other. So I think we've got a few people in here. So, yeah, if you wouldn't mind, obviously, while we wait for this corner, hit that like button, drop a subscription if you're not already in. As the ball comes in, oh, it's knocked away. Comes down to Kenny McLean. This is nice. Building back into the game. Weak header from Hanley towards the goal. Oxford goalkeeper easily clutches that one into his hands, as Oxford will look to rebuild from the back themselves, which is it's nice to see them playing some good football themselves. Saw a few lineups with Crescenian, Doyle, Cordoba, Stacey back four. Interesting. You mean more as a back? Yeah, I think Crescenian is going to be more rotation. As we get into that sort of winter period, we were playing like 2-3 games, a week, which is a hard thing in the Championship. You need more than one player. Montoya looks great. I'd like to see him go on a good loan to a League One club, maybe a lower Championship club. But yeah, he wasn't quite ready to be that backup. So it was nice to get Crescenian in. Oh, it's terrible from Oxford. Borja Signs can't quite get a shot off though. And Oxford get away with it, and they're on the counter as well, though. They're very quick on that back. They get it down the line, which they do. Queen's Park Rangers have just taken the lead. Will Oxford? It's knocked up in the air. Playetta. Can he get it down? He's having a good go at Stacey, Playetta. Morlin, thank you for the subscription, my friend. That's I think our third now of the stream. That's really, really, really kind of you. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the content. Enjoy today. So Queen's Park have taken the lead against West Brom. I believe that I thought that one would probably be like a 1-0 to Queen's Park. So I think they'll now try and hold on to that. But we'll have a little ring round the houses at half time, which it feels personally to me like this has already been about 45 minutes. The stress and anxiety of watching Norwich again is starting to come back. I don't know about the players needing a goal in the next few minutes. I need a goal in the next few minutes just to settle my heartbeat down a little bit. Oxford just standing on the ball, happy to play very calm football. That's a lovely launch from the goalie. Stacey though deals with it. Nunes well in there, good old boy. Don't know what he's claiming. No, that was definitely theirs, but you always got to shout for it, I guess. Yeah. Just a replay then of the poor back pass that let Signs in, but just not enough curl on it. He hasn't got that curl in. He's not at wanted levels, spinning the bullets around people. He gets it a little bit too far out of his feet, and he just then when he goes to curl it, he just ends up toe poking it underneath, which is a bit unfortunate for old Borja. So throw in from Joe Bennett on the left-hand side. Fash now, nice. Stacey, yeah, that is a Norwich throw-in again, which is good to see. Wolvolk starting to try and get control of the midfield for Oxford. They seem to be doing some nice stuff down the wings, going directly very nice. But yeah, it'd be nice to see them try and play a little bit more controlled midfield football. It'd be lovely to see Norwich just get their feet on the ball like this a little bit more. Lovely to hear again on the Ball City being sung by the 2,000 Norwich travelling fans. Fantastic effort from the boys going down to Oxford early this morning. Sargent now on the ball. Oh, Fast now, sorry. He goes out to Stacey. There's Nunes. This is nice. This is what we want to see. This is the football that we want to see from Norwich. Comfortable, calm, just controlling the game. Back to gun. If you can switch it out nice and quick, that would be good to see. Klein turns out. The midfield three is working quite nicely. Although that is a bit poor. That's not a foul, ref. That's not a foul in a million years. Come on now. Oh, another goal update. Sunderland have just taken the lead against Cardiff. I picked Sunderland to have a very, very good season, and I think they will be beating Cardiff. Yeah, they've got a lovely, lovely little team. Another young team that is now starting to really come of age, which is good. Oxford looking to build from the back again. Oh, okay. Coming up to 20 minutes now, and yeah, it is fair to say, I don't know what the pressure stats are showing it reasonably even, but for me, Oxford have definitely been the better team, and this is the dangerous attack down the right now. If he can get it across, good defence by Hanley. Oh no, by Duffy, sorry, that was Duffy getting that one out. Thank God it was. Maybe that will see Hanley A little bit further out the door. See, I chat nonsense about Hanley, but then I look on SofaScore, and currently he is our highest rated player at a 7. This is what keeps him in the team. Unfortunately, he just seems to rack up good overall performances, even though he makes some interesting decisions and mistakes sometimes. Anyway, Oxford with a corner at the car park end. If your car is out there, good luck to your windscreen. Going to whip this one in. It's a good high ball. But that is knocked over. Not over the fence, though, so windscreens are safe yet again. Yeah, a bit too much whip. A couple of Norwich players going down, but the referee felt that that was either 50-50 or just completely irrelevant to the play, which is fair enough. So, 20 minutes in, again, Norwich not really getting their boot on the ball and dominating the play. Couple opportunities, but nowhere near as many opportunities so far as Oxford, who have played really, really well. Very happily surprised for them at how well they've been looking. Put it this way, we've seen, I watched Derby Blackburn yesterday, and they are playing a lot better than that promoted club. Here we go. Gibbs now turns it out. Brings it out to Doyle. I didn't realise how tall Doyle is as well. He looks like a unit. Oh, tries to switch it to Stacey. It's the right idea. It's not far off. And it's another foul in the Oxford third. Bit of a weak one. That is a hairdo and a half. Like a little curved top knot. A little ponytail. Oxford, it's nice to see them resetting between their sort of two centre-backs and their goalie. It would be nicer to see Norwich put some pressure on that. But it is good to see when you have these promoted clubs going into any league, playing their style, wanting to play football. Vamos Norwich, indeed, Ronald. Vamos Norwich. Poor ball in there from Doyle that went straight into the goalkeeper's hands in the 6-yard box. It'd be nice to see Josh running across. Oh, that's a nice ball from Bennett. No, it bounces out. Can't quite get Playetta. So another goal update. Watford have just scored against Millwall. I thought that they are going to struggle in that game, to be fair. But, Watford have taken a goal at Millwall, at the Den. This is a lot better now from Norwich. Oxford looking like they need to try and go a bit more long down the channels, and it's not quite landing for them. And now good to see that we are trying to play some ball. But again, we just try and crossfield balled it, and it doesn't quite work. Whether that will settle a little bit over the course of the season, get a little bit more in on the ball, we will see. Throw in by Oxford, who, again, just opt to play it around and then go long when there's an opportunity. Hanley does well. Duffy knocks it into McLean. That's a good tackle from Oxford. Norwich in goal. That is Ronald. Good whip ball there. Playetta again at the back post, but Stacey deals with it. Playetta is worrying me. He is well up for this game and causing a lot of problems for Jack Stacey. I don't want to see him getting a clean pair of heels in on goal. So Volks now with another corner for Oxford, as Middlesbrough take the lead against Swansea. And Portsmouth draw level against Leeds United. That's quite easily dealt with. Ooh. Lovely from Jack Stacey. Chips it back over Volks. Getting away from him. And does find a nice ball to Fashnell, but it's cut out nicely by Oxford, who build again from the back. It's two very similar sets of play at the minute. But Norwich seem a bit more inclined to try and play through the middle, whereas Oxford are knocking it around the back four and just waiting for that opportunity to hit one of the channels down the right or left. They seem quite happy to do either. Again, just calm play, just knocking it around. And then Bennett tries to chip it into the path of Harris. Can't quite get there. So Kenny McLean in the midfield. Loses it. Nunes picks it up. And immediately Oxford just right on the press. But Norwich play out of it very nicely that time. Kenny finding Fashnell. Oh, and we work it beautifully out to Doyle. This is nice football from Norwich now. Doyle. Oh, lovely little ball there. Whip ball in. Back post is Stacey. Oh, good defending by Oxford. Oh, it's Playetta as well getting back and doing his defending. See, he never did that for us. Why did he never do that for us? That was one of his biggest problems. West Brom drawing level in their game against QPR. Right, while we wait for this corner, let's have a little look around the houses, see what is going on in the Championship currently. Sunderland are 1-0 up against Cardiff. Hull are still drawing 0-0 with Bristol. Leeds are 1-1 with Portsmouth. Middlesbrough 1-0 up against Swansea. Millwall are losing 1-0 to Watford. QPR are 1-1 with West Brom. And Stoke 0-0 with Coventry. As the deep ball goes in and is headed behind by Fashnell. Story of my life. And according to Sky, Fashnell is coming in the Oxford box. Terrible, as always. So, Oxford again. 2 centre-backs, both in the 6-yard box. And very happy and comfortable to play out. It's good positivity, or it's positive for Oxford. It's good to see them comfortable enough to do it. It's bad from a Norwich point of view that they are being allowed to be comfortable enough to just keep playing out from the back like that and not even having to sort of second think it. It's not what I want to see, put it that way. Oh, Poyet has had enough. He's holding his elbow. The Oxford team are not going to want to watch him come off the pitch, I'm sure, after this start. He's holding his wrist? Yeah, his wrist. Interesting. Brannigan and Nunes are trying to headbutt each other. That's good fun. Ref's just having a word. Yeah, okay. Well, that was all a whole fuss of nothing. Pyatt is fine to crack on, and Nunes and Brannigan have made up. Still having a chat, but yeah, I think we can move on from this one, Sky. I don't think we need to stare at Nunes this whole time. There we go. Well done. Found the ball again. So, Oxford playing it out from the back again. Is that Joe Bennett? It's just such calm, just controlled play from Oxford. Big hoofball forward. Hanley. Oh, that's terrible. That's a foul. No, ref. Harris scores. Well, after trying to be unbiased towards Hanley, unfortunately, these are the things that happen. It's okay. It's a lovely launchable forward. They've been doing it time and time again now. They've been able to find their key wingmen or Harris down the middle most times. And Hanley just doesn't deal with it. What is that? Is that... No, he's not. He's barely even touched. That's not a foul on Hanley at all. He's just gone down, and yeah, that is gone through Gunn's legs. Oh no, indeed. Right. Well, I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't have to update the overlay in this way, but we will get the score updated, and we will hope that Norwich can sort themselves out. It was a really weak shot, Nick-Nack. Absolutely. That is not what you want to see from the goalkeeper either. I get the feeling that Yeah, that Angus will be quite frustrated with that one. But at the end of the day, whether they go in off your arse or they go in from an absolute thundercracker from 40 yards out, a goal's a goal. And yeah, Norwich will not be happy with that. Yeah, I would have taken a 0-0 draw as well. But, you know, look, at the end of the day, I'm not going to panic too much. I am frustrated, but I did say that it will be 3-2. So 83rd minute winner is inbound. I can assure you of that. Hanley caught by the long ball. Yeah, it is basic stuff. And this is the thing that frustrates me. The one thing that Hanley's good at that I could kind of understand managers putting him in for is he's a bully. He's a big bugger. And he should just go through people. And then you watch stuff like that and he's knocked over by Harris. I mean, anyway, how far are we into the game? We are currently on my time, half an hour in. Just gone past the 30 minutes. So we got plenty of time. We've got plenty of time. We just got to learn how to play football in an hour. It's fine. Unfortunately, yeah, as much as I joke about it, this is a case of needing to settle, needing to find our rhythm, and that only comes with time, unfortunately. Now, Stacey. Hanley. This is better. Just trying to force the ball a bit too much. So it's not settling as we're making those passes. It's just bouncing off each other. Which is not the point. Oxford win it back on the right-hand side. It's Harris again. He's got acres of space. Where's Stacey? Oh, Jesus, that was worrying. If Oxford had the ability to switch that would have not been good. Yeah, just need to settle down. Just need to settle down, get our feet on this ball, and yeah, try and create something going forward. But easy said and done when Oxford are playing very, very well. Again, it's these launch balls through to the wingers, which is just opening up the opportunities. Duffy on the ball. Yeah, nicely into Nunez. Nunez whips it down to Stacey, who cannot get control of that. So it will be an Oxford throw deep in their half. Is it a goal worth seeing again, Sky? Do we have to ever see it again? You know? Yeah, it's shoulder to shoulder. There's no foul there for Hanley. Oh, it's an absolute bobbler. But fair play by Oxford. The plan's working at the end of the day for them. You can't really complain from an Oxford point of view. And then they immediately show Hanley trying to mark Harris again. That's just thanks so much, Sky. Hanley wins that one though. We do. I absolutely get that, Cryptid. Absolutely. I feel like we do need a bit of a scrappy goal too, because we're not developing any beautiful chances right now. Scrappy 1-1 an own goal. Yeah. Oh, that was horrendous by Gunn. And who was that? Yeah, Will Vaulks nearly scoring an absolute thunder, taking opportunity from Gunn's terrible pass out. Oh, it's just not settling for Norwich at all, and we could have easily been 2-0 down there, which yeah, would have not helped the heartbeat at all. Again, deep ball out to the left. This time Stacey able to deal with it, but Norwich not shutting that down. Oh, lovely little touch. It's brilliant from Liam Gibbs. Stacey tries to force it again. Plata intercepts it. Calls for handball on Nunez, but no, waved away by the ref. Slow play. It's not. This is the point. Hanley, switch it to Callum Doyle, but yeah, he can't do it. It's just you got a left back, acres of space, and again, no, can't do it. Nunez on the ball, trying to make something work through the middle. But this is the thing, Oxford have already realised this thing of trying to build through the midfield three, and they just shrink themselves down. That's a lovely little ball, though, and that's Borja Signs in behind. Taking on his man. Comes back. Gibbs with a shot. Knocked out, though, by Oxford. And that'll be good defence by McLean. Where are we at? Here we go. It's a terrible pass looking for Stacey on the right, right wing, really. It is almost your hallmark game of Oxford look comfortable, calm. They know when to pick the right pass, and Norwich right now look like they are just trying to force everything and anything. That's a lovely ball, and that's gone over Duffy. Oof, but Harris can't control it. Very unlucky from the young man. It's interesting as well. They back off Nunez. He has all this like pocket of space, but it's like you can't do anything with it. I'm not worried about you. Klein now. Oh, fast now. Just can't get it to Borja, and he fouls his man, and that gets Oxford out of any danger again. Yeah, it's fair from Sky. Building into little pockets of space, but just can't do anything with it. It's like, why are you trying to force that ball out to Borja? You've got space to run into. You've got the Oxford men backtracking, and then drawn into a foul on Brannigan, who does the right thing and jumps 6 feet into the air. A little bit of focus on Des Buckingham as the manager, who looks very calm, cutting a not overexcited or overly frustrated figure. Good header by Stacey, but again, lands at Brannigan. It's a little bit better pressure from Norwich as they try and win the ball high up. Borja's going to chase down the goalkeeper here. And the goalkeeper is cool as anything. Sends Borja right off onto a loose goose chase. Lovely again by Oxford. A little touch back into defence again. I think that's Volks there into Brannigan. Nice play. Lovely, lovely stuff from Oxford. Really, really got to praise them for it. It has been nice from minute one, really. And the only thing in Norwich's favour right now is the dominant possession. That's lovely by Harris to bring that down. Oh, he's got Hanley in an absolute hell this afternoon. Sargent now, though, into Signs. Can we break? Signs got Sargent going over to his left. Sargent now, can he just get control of it? Not force it. That's better. Goes into Doyle. Now McLean. McLean back out to... That can't be Doyle. Whip ball in, though. Easily dealt with. Easily dealt with that ball in from Gibbs. And that's our ball. Thank you, ref. Throw in just past the halfway line for Norwich. A little bit of Hanley. Duffy. Gibbs loses it. Dangerous position. Oxford look to make the most of it again. Oh, brilliant save by Gunn. Lovely shot by Volks. Oxford are really in the ascendancy, if anything, right now. This is not what you want to see as a Norwich fan. We are far from getting control of this game. We seem to be letting it slip right through our fingers. Oxford again, though. Again, comfortable. Got to throw in deep in our half. Not going to try and force it. We'll play back to our defence, and we will wait for the opportunity to come. We're in the lead. We have nothing to stress about. There you go. There's the launch ball forward. Hanley does get his head to this one. Rodriguez dispossessed, though. There's McLean. Gibbs. We're knocking it around. Doyle goes back to his keeper. This is a little bit better from Norwich. Just knocking it around the back line a little bit. Waiting for the opportunity to come. And as soon as we try and force it forward, we lose the ball and we foul the man. And Oxford have got a good free kick out wide and a great opportunity to whip a dangerous ball in. Something that Norwich really struggled with very clearly in pre-season was set pieces. So it's hard to not feel like free kicks and corners against us are going to be like penalties almost. Oh, we'll see what they can do. Who's that hanging around on the penalty spot there, the Oxford player? Is that Harris? Looks like it might be Harris. Yeah, Mark Harris just waiting to choose his position. Whipped in. Dealt with by Gunn. A lot better defensively. That one was very much, though, I think, undone by Oxford playing it around and not quite making it work. McLean now has got a bit of space to run into. Hasn't really got the pace for it. This is where we need Forson. And loses the ball, but luckily Nunes is able to pick it back up. Hanley. Do something. Oh, you big slabhead. I swear to God. Able to work it to Gibbs, who finds Signs. We haven't seen enough of this game. Gets down wide. Oh, whips a ball in, but it just hits the side netting on the outside. Yeah, not a lot you can do with that one. It would have been nice to see Signs try and get that to the byline before whipping it in. Couldn't quite have the right angle to get it curved into the 6-yard box. Johannes looks like he's missing Scandinavia and Nordstrand, which was not for you, my friend. Portsmouth have actually now just taken the lead against Leeds. So all of the remaining doing very well on Saturday compared to Friday night. So for those of you in here, Norwich fans or other, what are you making of the game? What are you making of Norwich and Oxford's first showing of the season? We are coming up to first half territory now. And plenty to unpick at half time. Hanley trying to look like he knows how to play football. And the ball is clipped out for a Norwich throw in our half. Oh, Ben Napper is there. Mr. Adams. A man so young that he, is just at the start of his career and looking to make a name for himself at Norwich. It's nice by Gunn. Doyle clips it to Borgia, who just can't get in front of his man. Bullied. And Oxford got a dangerous attack now. Whip ball in. Goes over. Oh, and Harris knocks it over. I mean this with all respect, Oxford United fans. If you had a slightly better number 9 up front, you would be absolutely cruising home 2 or 3-0 today. That is a hard one to header. He's on his back foot, and it pops just over the top. But wow. Well, Oxford is a lovely place, Em, so I wouldn't blame you. But it is also clearly a lot better at its football than I was anticipating. Johannes is up and near the entrance to the stadium, so he is very keen to get his team back in at half time. Danish people they're not famous for being the most overexcited of people, so I don't really know whether it'll be a hairdryer treatment that the boys get. Stacey now though finds Borgia Signs. Who puts it wide of the far post. It's lovely by Jack Stacey. This time finally actually waiting and picking the right moment. He just catches it on the inside of his foot. You just want to lever that. We've seen Borgia from there curl it right around the defender into the far corner, but yeah, he hasn't like many of the Norwich players today, to be fair, he hasn't really looked at his confident best, unfortunately, as Oxford pump the goal kick right out of play, and it'll be a throw for Norwich on the halfway line. Stacey now looks for Josh Sargent, who is sandwiched between two defenders, but will chase the goalkeeper down. Nunez. Oh, that was a bit naughty. That's a little bit naughty from Nunez. No card, though. Just the foul. Which, yeah, depending on the replay. Has he left a little boot in there? Nah, it's just a little bit of 50-50. Not worth a yellow. I thought he might have left his studs up a little bit. Not a red, but thought we might warrant it a bit more than talking to. So, 1 minute. 1 minute of stoppage time, which is probably about fair. It has been in play most of this half. Oxford fans will be very happy with that, and so will their players. They will see this one out, I'm sure. As Hanley heads it up, Nunez tries to knock it on. Oh, that is not very clever by Josh Sargent, who was clattered into his man and will pick up a yellow card. And right now, depending on what this replay looks like, I feel quite happy that we do not have VAR in the Championship. Yeah. Yeah, it's not leading with the elbow, but it's one of those ones where, yeah, you've seen it go yellow, you've seen it go red. So, a frustrating end to the half, as I'm sure that this free kick will be the end of it. Not what Norwich fans would have wanted to see. As we wait for play to recommence, and then probably immediately be held for first half stoppage. Played to Playetta. Oxford will get one more opportunity then, but he just calmly keeps the control of the ball, and because he goes back to Joe Bennett, the ref says, right, we've had enough, you guys all need your oranges, and we are heading in for half time. So, what do we make of that one then? Yeah, that was painful, I think is probably the best way to put it, to be honest. But let me know what you think. Shocking half, Thorpe is going to go mental. I hope he does. I hope he absolutely tears into it. Yeah, that is not what he is wanting at all from Norwich players, and not his style of play. Put it out on the bag and equalise at the last. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for a lovely winner at the last, if I'm being honest, then. But at this point, if you told me you're going to have a draw, I probably would take it. Norwich always score more goals in the second half and turn on. So fingers crossed. Yes, absolutely. It's a very fair point. We are usually late comeback kings. Maybe this season will be the same. And of course, what we do have to remember is this is a transition season. So anything can happen. Manifesting. Well, if you are manifesting anything, please do manifest a win. I absolutely beg for that. But yeah, okay, let's break this down. Gunn, could he do better for the goal? Yes. Do I blame him for the goal? No. Jack Stacey, I think, has come under real pressure from Joe Bennett and Playetta, and hasn't really been able to do a lot this game. and I don't think a lot of that is his undoing. I think he's just being outnumbered. I think Fashnell maybe needs to come back a little bit to just remove that pressure. Grant Hanley is a 4 out of 10 for me right now. Just fuming. Just don't want him playing. When Cordoba is fit, I don't want to see Grant Hanley in the team again. I know he's a fantastic captain off the field. I know that that's one of the main reasons he gets a lot of managers picking him and the players love him. But can we make it off-field duties from now on, please? Shane Duffy, I was expecting a bit more in terms of the switch play. It hasn't really worked. Callum Dawes looked pretty calm, even under pressure. Again, we just haven't really been able to settle as a team, so I don't think we've seen the best of him. But when we have seen him start making little connections with Borgia, it is working. So time with him. Kenny, I think we all know that really Forson's going to be going into this position at some point and will probably take Kenny's job for good. For me, Kenny's not really been good enough. When I saw rumours he was going to Rangers and a lot of fans going, oh no, we can't sell the mayor, I'd take £1 million. I would, personally. Marcelino, he's lost the ball a few times, hasn't really looked too comfortable. Whether he's missing his mate Gabby, I don't know. But yeah, he's got to a point as well where Oxford were quite willing to give him space, and that always tells me they're not worrying about him. Whereas Liam, they are hot on him straight away. Now, of course, you could look at it the other way. They're stepping onto Liam because they feel he's more prone to losing the ball, but he's only lost the ball, I think, once or twice. And usually that was a terrible pass to him, not because of his own undoing. He's looked good when he's running into the space. He's been the real link-up in that midfield, and other than the odd run from Marcelino and Kenny, he's been the one really trying to carry that ball forward. Fashnell, well, he's come in last minute. He hasn't really played a lot of pre-season. And yeah, with the imminent departure, it would seem, of Johnny Rowe, it's not fantastic signs if this is our backup. Borja Sainz has not looked like himself. He has tried to make a few runs, but just weird decisions. Shooting when I'd kind of expect him to cut outside and cross, and vice versa. And then Jimmy Boy Sargent, where he's not really been part of the game, let's be honest. And obviously then finished the first half off with trying to decapitate Joe Bennett. So, yeah, getting himself a rightful yellow card. A frustrating performance across the board, equally met by a very, very strong performance by Oxford United on their championship debut after many, many years. Need to get Ida on, as he always saves us last minute. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the only thing with Ida, I mean, he is on the bench, obviously, but the news was going into this game that he was on an imminent trip to Celtic. So it'll be interesting to see if he does play. I agree. He will definitely offer us something a little bit different, maybe to Jimmy Boy Sargent. He's a bit more pace orientated, maybe. But right now, I think whoever we put up front, we're just not finding them. So you could put me up front, and it would probably be just as good, even though I am useless. Who else? I would like to see Brad Hills on for Grant Hanley. I'd like to see Forson come on for the second half to go instead of Kenny McLean. And maybe if things really are not unlocking in the first 15-20 minutes, I would probably go with Forsyth for Nunez. It'd be nice to see a bit more of Forsyth. And yeah, that midfield 2 is not quite clicking as we maybe wish it would right now. But we will see. We'll see. What changes would you make going into the second half, other than, of course, giving an absolute slapping to the team from the manager? So, yeah, we're just going through the highlights, obviously, on Sky. So, a penalty from Leeds. It was needed. And then a lovely little ball back in. Oh, and Rapsy rifled home by Portsmouth there. And where is the second to take the lead? Deep ball in. Headed back out. And, it's a lovely, lovely goal from Portsmouth for their second. Leeds, obviously, a lot of people's favourites to cruise the championship title. Not quite working out that way for them. But yeah, lovely, lovely from Portsmouth there to be taking the lead at Ellen Road as well. I think it's one thing, obviously, us playing away here to Oxford, them at home in front of their, home fans. They're buoyant. They've come up via the playoffs. We all know what that's like. It's a fantastic feeling. But yeah, for Leeds to be losing to Portsmouth at half-time, very interesting. Very interesting, that one. So, has anyone got themselves a pre-match pint for that one? Because I think we are going to need it. I'm slowly getting to the end of I think I will be definitely going for something with a little bit of alcohol in it for the second half, just to help it through. But we must have faith. We must have faith. I must remember everything. Everything. We are just working ourselves out. This is all part of the process. All part of the process. I'm sure it is. We can only hope that it is at the very least. So let's have a little whip round the other games as well. Just see where we are up to in the Championship this afternoon. So again, Sunderland are still beating Cardiff 1-0. It was Luke O'Nien scoring for Sunderland. Hull and Bristol playing out a bit of an end-to-end by the looks of it, 0-0 so far. As we said a little bit earlier and saw the goals on Sky, Leeds are currently 2-1 down to Portsmouth. Struick getting the penalty. But then Conor Lang and Elias Sorensen scoring the second. An absolutely beautiful goal. Seeing that on Sky. Very, very nice from Portsmouth. One of the players that a lot of people, I love to say his name, and a lot of people picked to be a really, really key player so far this championship season, has got himself off and running for Middlesbrough. Latte Laugh, Emmanuel, is having a lot of laughs at the minute this afternoon as he has given Middlesbrough the lead against Swansea with his penalty. Watford are 1-0 up against Millwall. Not how I expected that game to go, with Millwall dominating by the looks of it, the back end of the first half at least. It's Edo Kayambe who has scored in the 22nd minute. I'm sure Sky will show us all of these goals very soon. Of course, as we all know a bit too well, Norwich are currently 1-0 down to Oxford United thanks to Mark Harris. And yeah, right now playing a lot worse than their newly promoted opposition. Heading down into London, Loftus Road, QPR are currently playing out a 1-1 draw with West Brom. We had Lucas Anderson score and open the scoring for QPR with Josh Maega, one I have not seen in a while. Former Sunderland man, bringing it back to 1-1. And then Stoke and Coventry. Stoke actually dominating. I thought Coventry would have a whale of a time in the Potters. But actually, yeah, it's 0-0 at the minute, but Stoke seem to be the ones dominating that game, looking at the attacking movement. Looking at Twitter, it is a lot of pain and more pain and then a little bit more. But Connor Southwell has just tweeted out Forson to make his NFC debut. Happy with that one? Who do you think is going to come off? Do you think it'll be Kenny? Do you think it'll be Liam? Do you think it'll be Nunez? I mean, he can. There was a few bits of footage of him playing out in Fashnell's positions. Could it be Fashnell that's coming off? Maybe we'll put him in goal. God knows. A few people seems to be are actually calling for Fashnell to come off. So Sunderland getting shown their goal. Lovely little knock back into the 6-yard box, and Luke O'Nien just taps it home into an empty net. Latte laughs. Is he going to send the goalie the wrong way? No, he just puts it right over him. Nice goal from him. Someone that I'm sure Leeds will be looking at. Here we go, Loftus Road. Beautiful ball in. A lot of headed goals this afternoon in the Championship. And is it going to be another for the equaliser? Yes, it is. Very, very nice from both West Brom and QPR. I like that West Brom kit as well. I'm a sucker for a pink kit. And then Watford. Oh, okay. Wow. Watford taking the lead directly from a corner kick. You don't see them too often, but they are very, very fun to watch when they happen. And there we go. There is young man Forson going through the motions, getting ready to come on for his debut. So he is going to get more than half an hour I was hoping for. He's going to get a full 45 minutes plus stoppage. God forbid any injuries. So yeah, exciting times. Hopefully that will switch up. And what is nice to see, compared to what we had under Dean Smith and even to a certain extent Mr. Wagner as well, instead of someone who is going to wait and wait and wait to make a decision, Giannis has said, nope, not happy with that. I'm going to make a change. And hopefully this is where we find out how good your manager is. When they make a change, does it come good? Does it change the game for us? Does it give us what we need? We will have to wait and see. So, what are we on now? Obviously, Sky recognising. Sky recognising exactly what we were just saying as well about Johannes not messing around. Want to make a decision. And I like a manager who can live and die by the sword. Right, this is it. Second half, about to kick off. Oxford will also obviously be kicking it off themselves. I will assume, and I will predict that they will go and play the same game. It really is now going to come down to, can we put more pressure on them? Because if we can't stop that back line from tippy-tapping it around and picking their pass, we'll lose this 2-0. They will get another goal at some point, and we will not be able to pull back from that situation. So, oh, wow, okay, so Liam Gibbs is off. I will make the change on the overlay so that we have an up-to-date team. And I do not have a picture of Forson. So I will very quickly try and find a picture of Forson. And we will get him in the team. Ready to go, the young man. So, we're kicked off. And exactly like I was thinking, Oxford immediately try and launch it forward. Unfortunately for them, it goes out this time. Fortunately for us, it goes out this time. We will see how we go. There is a good picture of the big man. So bear with me 2 seconds. I will obviously just get this up on the stream as quickly as possible for us so that we have a nice up-to-date team for those coming in, joining us a little bit later. Again, if you are joining us a little bit later, welcome. Give the stream a like. And yeah, let us know your thoughts of the game so far if you have been watching. So it looks like it's changed up the formation a little bit in possession. Still kind of rotating a bit between a more flat 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3-1 with Forson, who is on the ball now, but can't get the ball up to Jimmy's boy Sargent. Yeah, with Forson sitting in between Sargent in the midfield, which is good to see. It's a much higher press now from Norwich. Early days, second half, trying to get involved, trying to get something going. We will go here, and it is a foul from Old Fastnacht. Okay, so put that in there. That in there. Oh. There he is. There he is. That's better from Kenny. Oh, by Forson. Into Kenny. And now here is Sargent. Ooh, great defence by Oxford there. Forson immediately into his man. I'm liking it already. I'm liking it already. Good to have you back, Cryptid. Good to have you back, my friend. I am absolutely not getting overexcited. Why would I ever? But I am definitely liking Forson already. We've just got to add his picture into my files of Norwich City players. There he is. And then what we can obviously make a little change. Take Liam Gibbs out. And we will put Forson in. So far, the change has brought a little bit more energy to Norwich on the press, which is good. Some nice touches from Forson. Forson is on. He is on, Cryptid. He is just about to change on the overlay as well. There we go. Replace that file. And he pops through right there for you. Absolutely in his glory. And his early signs are good from the young man, which is absolutely what we want to see, as Leeds have just drawn level against Portsmouth. So, if there wasn't a hairdryer in the Norwich dressing room, there was definitely an ex-Norwich manager giving his players a absolute hairdryer down in Leeds. As Callum Doyle sees that ball out. Yeah, Leeds equalising straight away, exactly. They are not messing around, and we need Norwich to not mess around as well. Callum into Forson, two of the new signings linking up. Callum just losing it and giving away a bit of a cheap free kick. So Norwich will have to switch on. Hopefully they have been heavily working on their defensive set pieces. So, what can Oxford do from the free kick? Vaux stands over it. I'm sure this is going to get whipped right in. Here we go. Goes, ooh, nearly hits the first Oxford man. It's Playetta again. You can always tell him because his hair matches the kit. Duffy can't get it out. This is lovely by Oxford, just keeping it alive. But Stacey smashes it clear. Gets rid of the pressure for a little bit. And again, Oxford reset. Norwich don't press. So Oxford have all the time in the world to do whatever they want. Again, don't need another goal right now. They are very comfortable. West Brom have just taken the lead against QPR. Yeah, I predicted Leeds to win 4-2 as well. So we're both on for that one, Cryptid, still. But I've been very impressed. I didn't really imagine that Portsmouth would take the lead in the way they did, to be fair. McLean gets it out, but it's going to be a corner. What on earth has Duffy done here? Okay. He's knocked it onto his back heel. Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant, as always. Come on, you. You can't really sing Come On You Yellows here, because it could be either. Brilliant whip ball. Ooh, knocked away. Back in. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Oh, and it's cleared away. Oh, it's offside. Oh, my God. Jesus. Brilliant again from Oxford, just causing problems as soon as they whip it in. And just keeping it alive, getting shots in, and so unlucky that that's bounced off the crossbar. Oh, little header was never going to be causing any problems, but needed to be cleared again. And here we go, Stacey now. Can he use Fash now on the right? Yes, he can. Fash now, back to Stacey. Stacey's ball in is out for a corner. Norwich trying to get some attacks going. Keeping Brannigan for all these years for Oxford has got to be one of their best bits of transfer contract dealing, you know, for what, a decade? Very, very impressed with him. Easily should have been a championship player for years. Here we go now. Whip ball in. Oh, cleared away by Oxford at the back post. Forson's drifting out to the left if Stacey can get to him. But opts to go to Nunez. And this is the thing, Oxford just putting us straight under pressure. I just feel like every time Oxford get the ball in that back line, we're not putting any pressure on them, so they can just do what they want. And the launch ball forward was not a bad idea, but it doesn't make it to Stacey, who's now out of position, so Oxford can attack down the left. And Rodriguez puts it over and behind the goal, fortunately. No. He's gone for the diving header. I don't think he was touched. I don't know if he's just winded himself or he's pulled his back a little bit. You alright? He looks like he's winded. He'll be alright. Wow, Brannigan really is running the show. That is very, very impressive. He is all over the place for Oxford. Very, very keen to make sure that they get off to the perfect start this season. Okay, Gunn able, after what felt like ages, to find a route out via Stacey. Now Nunez. Got space to run into. Doesn't use it. Opts to switch it to Callum Doyle, which is nice. That's what I like to see. Some quick switching of the play. Doyle now. McLean. Nunez. Didn't have the confidence. Went for a bit more of a midfield ball and didn't quite come good. But Norwich keep the ball as Watford make it 2-0 against... who was that against? Sorry. Against Millwall, sorry. Watford having a very good opening day, looking to prove a lot of concerned doubters wrong. Norwich now doing what I hoped we would do a bit more this game. Knocking the ball around, waiting for the opportunity to come and crafting it. As Forson gets on the ball, wins a foul. He has looked a lot better, a lot livelier than Mr. Gibbs. I still kind of feel like I would like him to play instead of Kenny. But yeah, absolutely the right choice from Johannes, getting him on. And he's giving us a lot more options, which is great. And the yellow card as well for the Oxford man, which is really going to help if he's got to keep going up against this young lad, Forson. Well, help us anyway. It's not going to help Oxford. So, Doyle to Duffy. Partnership that was made in commentary heaven. As Forson tries to squeeze himself through, and Kenny picks the ball up, so we keep it alive. Nice little turn out there. That's Signs, who switched across to the right in a minute. Finds Stacey. Oh. And somehow, the ref has blown for a foul. Yeah, that's not a foul. That's ridiculous by the ref. Absolutely ridiculous. Not that it really ultimately mattered. Stacey went for a shot that wasn't really interrupted by the referee's whistle, and it sailed into the car park. So, yep. Not great from the ref there. That's just a clipping of heels. That's not a foul. That's 50-50. But yeah, it's interesting. So Borja Sainz has moved over to the right now. Fash now, it looks like he has switched to the left. Whether that's to cut in on slightly different feet, I don't know. Or maybe Johannes would like Sainz to go a little bit more to the byline and get it across, maybe. But what we will do is just switch them on the team sheet. Forsen really creating a lot of chances. But Oxford now on the counter. Nice little turnout there. Comes in. Norwich holding well. That's a good ball in. Brannigan. Wow. Wow. Cameron Brannigan makes it 2-0. And Norwich are in self-destruct mode. As they've really leave one of the most dangerous Oxford men open and free on the edge of the box. And this is nightmare territory for Norwich City fans, as Oxford take a 2-0 lead. It's lovely play again. Lovely play from Oxford. Really impressive. Working it to the right back, and as soon as that ball's in, gun is unsighted. And yeah, it's just terrible. How you can leave, as I say, the most obviously deadliest man for Oxford so open on the back, at the back of the box. Yeah, whelp indeed, Cryptid. And yes, absolutely, Knack. Far too easy. Far too easy. He would score those for days. He'll score 10 out of 10 of those. And that is not good enough from Norwich defensively again. Thank you very much, Dad. Thank you very much. Obviously, you gifted me with the ears of Gary Lineker, so if the commentary can match it, I'll take it. The football talent definitely didn't. Could never score as many goals. Oh, right. So Forsen didn't get his man a yellow card. Instead, he picked up a yellow card for asking the ref to give a yellow card, which is fair enough. I'm a hater of absolute players who sit there and moan at the ref in the stupidest of ways. Dissent like that is stupid. So thank you, Forsen. You've had a fantastic debut so far, but that does spoil my temperature a little bit. No need to apologise at all on that one, Nick. To be fair, it is a very valid point. Oxford they could have already been 2 or 3 goals up in the first half, and yeah, it's not a surprise really at all. The only positive so far has been the energy that Forsen brought, but it has not fixed all of our problems. Norwich looking to build. They're now going to be given a lot more space to build, because Oxford are not going to need to do a lot other than just hold this lead. But it's whether Norwich can do anything with it. It's nice play, but nope. Fash now tries to play it into Forsen, and fortunately it comes off an Oxford player. So Norwich, 2 players coming on. Finally, Hanley is not. Do I think we'll get relegated? No, Cryptic. I'm not saying we're getting relegated. It's the first game of the season. What is good to see is Hanley is coming off. Sorensen is a weird choice. I would have preferred Brad Hills. Hanley is fuming, by the way, absolutely fuming, and I am happy to see that Johannes is more than happy to anger players if it's the right decision. And we're also going to see Adam Ida come on for Fash now. So, very, very interesting. I will very quickly get those changes made on the team sheet. But yeah, interesting choices. So, Sorensen on for Hanley. Didn't really work in pre-season, but that's pre-season for you. And then we will have Adam Ida come on for Fash now. I really thought that that would have been for big Jim boy up front, Mr. Sargent, but it's not. It's for Fash now. So we'll see as well. I'll keep an eye on, obviously, how the formation changes. But yeah, it is not fun times for Norwich fans this afternoon. HMS Piss the League is definitely still decommissioned, as Adam Ida, who is going to play down the left, puts a terrible ball into the box, and so we will act like that never happened and move on with our lives. We'll just move the overlay back in. There you go. There is your updated team sheet, fans. Sorensen, it appears, will be playing. Hanley is, as I say, absolutely fuming right now, and I can understand it. It's not a bad thing to see. He would, of course, prefer to stay there. You know, stay there on the pitch and try and rectify his mistakes. But unfortunately, too many mistakes. This is what happens. What I would like to think is that Sorensen has come on with the instructions of, obviously, please defend. Please actually defend. But has also come on with the instructions to try and get the ball forward a bit quicker. Try and pick out some more crossfield balls. And try and create something from the back line. We've got players on who are able to do that. Stacey should break the lines. Hasn't been. Doyle, Duffy, Sorensen now have the ability to pick people out from back in our own half. So hopefully that is what the plan is. And here he is, Sorensen on the ball now. Out wide to Stacey. Norwich look to bring it in. And immediately you can see, since Oxford have taken that second goal, they're still pressing, but nowhere near as urgent, nowhere near as much, which is totally the right thing to do. But it is something that Norwich should be able to take advantage of if they can wake up and recognise it, I think is the most polite way I can put it. You know, this is first stream of the season, Norwich. I'd like to be able to put a goal in for us. Can it happen? As Forson trying to get himself about, which is good to see. Sargent not closing the goalkeeper down is starting to frustrate me quite a bit, if I'm being honest. As Oxford, again, comfortably, calmly, play the football around. No pressure, no issues, no problems. Definitely didn't think we would be 2-0 down in this game, but fair enough, we have been terrible. Yes, we have cryptid. We have been absolutely horrendous, if I'm being honest. This was meant to be a season of struggles, but positivity. And so far, all I am seeing is the struggles. As, again, Oxford, so much space in midfield. Oh, and so much space out in the right. This is a brilliant attack from them. Little chip ball. Taken down nicely by Long. Whip ball in. Forson defends. It looks like this one might die a death. It does. It goes back to the defenders. But again, Oxford will be more than happy with that. There's no problem there. Yes, we were speaking a little bit earlier, Cryptid, about this Stevenage game on Tuesday. As West Brom make it 3-1 against QPR. Very, very good from West Brom. We really need to play a strong squad against Stevenage, and we need to go out and batter them because we're going to need to have some confidence in the fans, and we're going to need to put some confidence into this team before we have two very hard home games with Blackburn and Sheffield United. So yeah, it puts a lot of pressure early days as Ida on the edge of the box on the left-hand side. Comes back to Callum Doyle now, who goes into Jimmy Boy Sargent. It's the right idea from Sargent, but Forson not quite clicking with his teammate just yet. Obviously, only 20 minutes on the pitch in a Norwich shirt for him, but Sargent had seen a lovely bit of space there. Forson really needed to be running into that, and he would have been in on goal. And suddenly we're back into it. There's Delia. Please sell your shares. We love you. You've done great. The food is lovely, but God, we need some investment from somewhere. Enough negativity. No more negativity. Callum Doyle on the ball. We're going to win the league somehow. Duffy back to Gunn. Good pressure by Oxford. Willing to run and run and run this afternoon, the Oxford players are. Stacey tries to get around his man, but loses too easily and is able to squeeze it out for a A throw for Oxford deep in our half. Again, not what we want to see as Norwich fans. Norwich again on the defence. Some young Oxford fans enjoying this one. Lee, I will naturally imagine, my friend, that you are an Ipswich fan. The tractor, of course, giving it away. I am what I would perceive to be a reasonably fair Norwich fan. So, of course, well done on being in the Premier League. But to be clear, next week you do have to take on Liverpool. So, good luck. It could be an interesting one for you. As Norwich look to build, buoyed by Lee's comment. Can Norwich give us something to be happy about? Forson trying to make it work. Nice little ball. Ida with a terrible touch. Loses it in a dangerous position. It's a good ball or good attempt, I should say, from Oxford. But it bounces out harmlessly. Thankfully, because if the lad was able to latch onto that, he had all the space in the world on Norwich's left-hand side to attack. Forson and Callum trying to make something work. Winning a throw-in. Slowly working out of defence. Still time. Norwich have won games with bigger deficits and less time to go. But Daniel Farker is currently sat trying to beat Portsmouth. So times may be different, of course. But this is better. A little bit more time on the ball. But Nunez again tries to hit Ida. Quite easily defended. The problem is a lot of this good display from Norwich is more because Oxford have dropped off the boil a little bit and they're trying to hold it down. Toby, comment from you. Everyone needs to relax. Yes, we look shite, which is fair. But this is a transition season. I totally agree with you. Playing a completely new system with these players is hard for JHT. Absolutely. 90% of this team is not his. I totally agree with you. He's made early subs. Absolutely, which is a very good sign, and he will soon learn. Toby, fully agree with you, my friend. Of course, it is not the position we want to be in, as Adam Ida is somehow called offside, even though he had his back to the goal. Still able to find himself offside. It's not the position any of us wanted to be in, getting on for 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, but you are completely right and rational and saving me from my bad graces. We have got plenty of time. The season is a marathon. It is not a sprint, as they say. But again, I think we also have to look at this another way. Oxford have looked very good. Very, very good. So if there are any Oxford fans, you've got a lot of positive things to look forward to, I think, this season. Looks like we've got about 13, 14 of us in here, so thank you again for all joining. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, it's greatly appreciated. We can still get something out of this game. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm here for it. I said 3-2 with an 83-minute winner, and I will see you in the 83rd minute when we score. I'll be probably over there somewhere. Hopefully not breaking my ACL again. But we will see. We've got time. As Ida tries to prove us all wrong, gets in to Sargent. But he loses it. Sargent tries to win it back. Ooh, the ball does go back to the goalkeeper for Oxford. Signs couldn't quite nip in there. I reckon Oxford stay up. Yeah, I mean, what they're showing right now, absolutely. The one thing I would say is, they finished their season very positively. And we all know that when promoted clubs come up, usually they get a little bit of a bounce for the first 4 or 5 games. So whether we're seeing that or whether we're seeing Oxford putting in fantastic building blocks right now for a second stay in this championship season next year, we will see. We will have to see. As Norwich pick up a free kick just outside the first half. Nunez takes it quick. It's into Forson, who brings it forward. He's got a good bit of pace about him, but he's knocked it a bit too long for himself there and can't quite win it back. But the pressure he puts on it allows Duffy to win it right on the halfway line. So we come again. Norwich still looking to build something in this game. Oxford coming again down the left. Got to be a shot. Well defended. A lot better there from Kenny McLean. Doing his job, proving to me why he was left on the pitch when Forson came on. Ida now switched over to the other side. Might have to swap him and Signs in a minute. Nope, looks like he's making his way back over to the left. Doyle trying to make something work with Forson. But good defence. Really, really good defence again by Oxford. Forson just keeps the pressure on. Puts in a little block to make sure that it's a throw-in in the Oxford half as they look to make a substitute now. Who have we got coming on? Okay, Poeta comes off. He's going to be very happy with his 72 minutes against Norwich. I'm sure he would have answered a few demons in his head if there was any left from his time at Norwich. El Mazzuni coming on to show the Oxford fans what he can do for them. As Millwall have pulled one back against Watford. Will they be able to come back and win it 3-2? We will have to see. An interesting tweet that I've just seen as well from from one Norwich fan. Imagine if this was under Wenger. Well, I understand that, but it's not. You know, I feel like right now we have a lot more structure and things to be positive about going forward. But totally get the point. Unfortunately, what this is, though, is the back end of David Wagner affecting the new season under Johannes Thorup. So that's part and parcel of transition. As Oxford win the ball back high into the Norwich half. That is a strong tackle, which the ref is going to deem a foul. Not going to agree with that one. Okay, Rodriguez actually going to pick up a yellow card for that one. The ref is blind, but we also know that water is wet and lawyers are expensive. So, que sera. I don't really see what that was for, to be honest. I wouldn't even deem that as a foul, personally. But, okay, yellow card for Rodriguez. Let's get Forson running at him, please. Because right now, we could do with Oxford down to 10. McLean on the ball. He finds Duffy, who does try and get that big switch ball out to to Stacey, who can't keep it in. So it will be a throw in line with the Oxford half to Oxford. So even more football tomorrow. Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth taking each other on. And the one I'm looking forward to and might also do a stream for if people are interested is Luton versus Burnley. I think that is two teams who will be right up there this season, and I think that'll be a bit of a cracker. So Abu Kamara is going to come on for Nunez. How on earth is this affecting this? I think I know how this is going to look. Community Shield lineups are out. What have we got, Cryptid? What have we got? Let me just move this team around because I get the feeling if Big Abu is coming on, he is going to be sitting right behind Sargent. I don't think he is going to be staying where Nunez has been playing. So I'm going to be switching this to a 4-2-3-1. We will see whether that is going to be correct in a minute. Just quickly download this so that you guys can, again, have the updated team. That way. Over there. You know where it is. I'm excited to see Kamara too, Toby. I think he can definitely cause some chaos. He will definitely give us another big boy to hit up front. And I think he can definitely put a lot of pressure on claiming that right wing spot from Fashnell. I think we could have another youngster on our hands to maybe save our season from pure pain. But again, I'm not freaking out. I'm not getting overexcited. Just We are going to need some new, exciting young lads on that right-hand side. If Johnny Rowe is definitely going, which it seems ever closer to happening, unfortunately. I've just noticed that there was another subscriber. It didn't pop up on notifications, so you must have private subscriptions on. So if you are in the room, thank you. And yeah, we're now at 64 subscribers, moving towards 100. So if there is anyone that you think enjoys my content, please do share it with them. And thank you again for all the support. It's current team on the pitch with a new left wing and Cordoba in at centre-back. So, interesting. I think definitely Cordoba on the pitch. Hanley, I know it was good to see him frustrated, but if he is genuinely believing or in agreement with the club that he will be our starting centre-back, or one of, that does worry me, genuinely. I think that's not unfair to be worried this early on. Left wing, though. So would you say Signs to go to the right, or a new left wing instead of Signs, as Stoke City have taken the lead against Coventry, and that is not a scoreline I expected at all. Big Kamara getting involved and winning a foul in the defensive half. Not really where we want him right now. So yes, Stoke have taken the lead against Coventry. I can get another subscriber. Thank you very much again. Sorry, it did not pop up on my screen. But yes, thank you for whoever that was. Very much appreciated. We are stuck in our defensive half. Signs can't get to it. Forson brings it away. Lovely from him. Lovely little bit of footwork. He looks really good. I'm liking the signings so far. Now Ida brings it into... Stacey with the shot, and it's out for a corner. Oh, right wing. No, totally. No apologies at all, Toby. Totally understand that. Yeah, we are going to need one. If we are selling Johnny Rowe, we are going to need one, because what we have really missed is a strong outlet up top. Lovely play from Ida there. Good ball in to a dangerous position. Great defence from Oxford. Joe Bennett, one that I picked out from the team at the start of the game. God, that shirt really does look like butter, doesn't it? But hey, butter would not melt right now, as Oxford are doing fantastically well. Whip ball in. Netted down. And out. Sorensen trying to get himself into it. But unfortunately, out and behind. And so far, all of the cars in the Kassam Stadium car park are safe. Gunn, Doyle, Cordoba, Hills, Stacey, McLean, Nunez, Forson, Signs, Sargent, new right wing. Yeah, spot on, mate. Yeah, I'd be very happy with that. Who would we look to get, though? I think this is the thing. We need to know very soon what the amount for Rowe is, and we need to know how much of that is going to be reinvestable. How much of it's going to be on, is going to be on, sort of, what's the word? Installments. And yeah, then it comes down to Norwich fans and Championship fans who totally understand this league as well as us. Who can Norwich get to replace Johnny Rowe? And who can we get quickly as well? Because we do have a few weeks left of the transfer window, but the more games that drop away, of course, the more missed opportunity for points we get. But 10 minutes left. Oxford have done fantastically well today. Really, really well. Cannot fault them at all. And Norwich have slowly started to show some signs that we have got ability, and we've got the opportunity to, to do something. But really, a lot of it has been very sporadic. It has not clicked fully. But I did say I will not judge Johannes Thorup or the current Norwich team until 15 games into this season. That's including cup competitions, because I don't think you can judge anything properly with a new manager and a completely new system until then. Ida whips the ball in. Oh, just goes over Josh Sargent. And Forson is going to win that back and get it into Signs. Good to see those two getting link up. Lovely by Signs. Megs his opponent. The ball is cleared, but only as far as Forson, who has a shot. And goalkeeper clutches it nicely. Yeah, Dembele, Karamanko Dembele, but he is rumoured to be joining QPR for 3 million. Now, could we hijack that? That could be a very interesting one. That would be a really, really good signing. He's quite raw, but I think he would fit this sort of play very nicely. And yeah, he's another lad that's got a lot of energy, a lot of pace. So yeah, good shout, Cryptid. I'd be here for that one, and the money could work. You know, it could sound about right. Please, one goal. Yeah, I'd love to turn that 0 into 1. That's all I want. But yeah, the 83rd minute goal is maybe still coming, but it's not going to be 3-2. Put it that way. As it looks like Oxford are going to make another substitute. A little bit of a knock. Can't see who that is that's down there. Bit of a chit chat between the Oxford staff. I think trying to work out whether this one needs a substitute or not. Last minute equaliser. Oh, I'd go mental. I'd go absolutely mental. But we're going to have to score pretty soon after this stop, as Brannigan is back on his feet now. It feels like it's probably one that you know, if it was me, 2-0 up, dominating the game, maybe I'd bring him off. You know, don't want to risk a niggle becoming an injury. But we'll see what Oxford do. They're definitely in deep conversation about it. Bristol City have just taken the lead against Hull. Congratulations to them for getting themselves squeezed ahead. And yeah, rightly so. Totally understandable. The fans of Oxford giving Brannigan a clap as he comes across. It will take his few minutes or a few seconds on the side, and I imagine it looks like he is going to come back on, which is not good news for Norwich because he has been really man of the match for this game. It's a nice view of the car park and the View cinema. Interesting to say that Sky sitting there and saying that the Kassam is obviously not going to be Oxford's home very soon. They're going to need a new stadium, so they are building their own, which is good to hear. Some good development going on in Oxford. I think they would definitely warrant a slightly bigger stadium. Good to see lots of fans there. Gunn rolls it out to Duffy. Doyle to bring this one forward. Looks to hit the channel. Does find Ida, but it slips just behind him. And now signs Kamara. Nice by Kamara. And wins the throw-in. Very good from the young man. Anyone I would take from Oxford? Playetta. He looks great. Who would I take from this Oxford side? Well, to be honest, Brannigan. Absolutely. I think he's fantastic. He has been for years. How he's been able to... how Oxford have been able to keep him. Not how has he been able to stay there. But yeah, how they've been able to keep him for so long in League One and now in the Championship. I think Brannigan's a great player and probably would have been someone that Norwich might have looked at if it wasn't for their promotion, to be honest, for a Sarah replacement. Is there anyone that you guys would take from the Oxford team? One that I'm sure will not be looking to lose any players. As Sorensen kicks the ever-loving hell out of his opposition man there and picks up the most obvious yellow card I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that wasn't a tackle, that was assault. I think it's fair to say Jakob Sorensen should probably not be playing centre-back, but there is probably a reason as to why this experiment is continuing. Hopefully we will see the fruits of this at some point. Callum Doyle tussles for the ball. But can't get it off of Oxford, who again just comfortably knocking it around the right-hand side. Or their right-hand side. This is very, very comfortable. Very impressive from Oxford United. Look at all that space. Doesn't need to go long, but then you see where the player he's picked out. This is fantastic. Man over as well. Into the byline for Oxford. Brilliant. Brilliant defence by Callum Doyle, though. As Millwall have equalised against Watford. Millwall looking to get their season back on track at home and get themselves maybe a come-from-behind win. So well done to Millwall so far. There's Brannigan again, centre stage. Pats the ref on the back. Thanks, mate. Great to see you. And we've got more floating around. Just big lads here for Oxford. Norwich gotta defend this. Gotta defend their corners well here. Whip ball in. Doesn't beat the first man. Ping-ponging around. Doyle squeezes it out. Signs on the counter maybe? No. Runs under the ball. And Oxford will rebuild to a ripple of applause from the home fans. Lovely ball from Vaux. Oh, what a little volley that was to try and get it back in the 6-yard box. But Gunn sorts it out at the near post, thank God. As Forson brings it forward now. 2 minutes left for Norwich to try and do something in this game. Nice ball out to Signs there, who just loses it too easily. Too easily from Mr. Borgia there. Nice little flick ball in though there from for Oxford. Again, building really nicely down the right-hand side. Lovely. The Olays are out. This is rubbing salt into the wounds for Norwich fans. But at the end of the day, completely fair and completely understandable for Oxford to be on it like this. As Watford hit Millwall back 3-2 to Watford there late in the game. So if the away fans are on it, we'll start our own Olays. But I don't hear it. They'd be sarcastic Olays, of course, but sometimes that's what you have to do. Sunderland make it 2-0 against Cardiff. Very comfortable now for them. Fantastic start for them in this season. Oxford for going for a third, yeah, and I don't blame them. They are so comfortable in this game right now that there's no reason for them to not. To be honest, Cryptid, it really would make perfect sense. But let's see if they can do it in this attack. Whip ball in. Oh! And the man at the right at the back post there, putting it in behind. Again, dangerous attacks every time Oxford come forward is not what you want to see as a Norwich fan at all. So one more substitute. Signs, who has had a rough day of it, comes off for Mr. Forsyth, which is a young lad that we would like to see a lot more of as Norwich, and hopefully will. Hopefully we will not just continue to see lots of 2 minutes here and 2 minutes there, as I just quickly update our list. And we will get it showing Gabe Forsyth on the pitch. Hull City have just equalised against Bristol City. Battle of the two cities there. And yeah, just showing Brannigan's goal again. It's a lovely finish. Really lovely finish. But it's just too easy defensively. No stopping the cross. No ability at all as well to try and do something about it in terms of stopping Brannigan from just floating around the box, which is, painful. Painful to say the least. Coming forward, but offside there for Harris. Not going to worry too much about that one, as they continue to build. Now, Abu Kamara out on the left. just intertwining with Callum Doyle, who goes long. Ida, who's now in the middle alongside Sargent. Gone for a bit of a 4-2-4 here, it looks like. And we're back with Duffy. And Oxford, very happy at this point, just to go, we're happy with 3 points. If you think you can score, come and prove it. You've got to go through us, though. And realistically, at this point in time, Norwich look bereft of ideas. As Duffy tries to find Ida through the middle, but can't. So Kamara will try and regain the ball, but fouls his man. And Oxford will take their time to set this one up. And I'm sure if they are sensible with it, just knock it back to their centre-backs and keep control of the ball for these final minutes. What we'll do as well after this, we'll have a little chat about the game. And I'll give my thoughts on some 10 out of 10 performances. There definitely won't be any 10 out of 10s, I can tell you that for a fact. And we will bring this to a close as Oxford make one last change. First goal scorer, Harris, coming off. Rightly so, to an absolute round of applause. We're going to watch him bully Hanley and scuff it under Angus Gunn, who I'm sure will, the more I see that goal, the more I think he will be very frustrated that one got past him. But really set the tone to the game, did Mark Harris, so fair play. And I know Donkor coming on, who is straight into the action and keeps control of the ball. And I think has just won a corner. Very impressive from the substitute coming on. Our player is going to love this one for sure, Cryptid. Obviously, it didn't work out very well for him at Norwich. And I'm sure he will be very happy to be sitting very comfortably above us for at least this game weekend. Portsmouth have just taken the lead again at Leeds. Disaster for the two playoff semi-finalists, Norwich and Leeds, as Portsmouth take a late win, potentially. Very impressive. And that will be 2 out of 3 promoted sides, starting with wins against 2 playoff contenders last season. Yeah, Portsmouth goal, Cryptid. Huge goal. And so the ref brings it to an end. Lovely to hear the Oxford fans cheer that one through the roof. Painful, of course, from a Norwich point of view to unfortunately go through an opening day defeat. 2-0 it finishes as Oxford take all 3 points at home. So, what do you think of that one then, fans? What do you think of Oxford? What do you think of Norwich? I'll let you type it away while I compile my thoughts. And I will have a quick look as well around the stadiums, see as all these final whistles start to come in. So, let's have a chat about this one then. Unfortunately, Norwich have not quite clicked, as we saw a lot in the pre-season. They've not quite clicked into this new system just yet. Have not really shown the ability to be able to dominate the ball possessively. Are trying our hardest to force direct attacks, get down the wings, but just not actually utilising those outlets correctly. And putting ourselves into a position where we are struggling to create real opportunities for ourselves. I don't think it's, obviously the end. I don't think that we at all need to be worrying about relegation and horrendous seasons. Because it's a 1 game out of 46, but it's definitely not the start we would have all wanted. As I say, we do have to remember that we were handed what should have been an easier start to the season compared to many of the games we could have been given. And have still ended up very comfortably losing said game. And yeah, I think it's one of those things. We roll on to Tuesday now and really need to. Wow, Leeds have just equalised very, very late on. What a game that has turned out to be. We need to really roll into Tuesday now with a good, strong performance in the cup, just to pick up spirits, both in the fans, because they are going to get hit by this, but also in the squad. And then we obviously build for next week against Blackburn at home. Let's go through the squad, and we will give everyone some ratings. So we'll start with the starting 11, of course, which I've just lost. Where are they? So Angus Gunn, I personally would give him a 6, I would say. He, other than the first goal, where he probably could have done a bit better, I don't really feel there's much you can blame him for, personally. I feel like he did all right with a lot of the opportunities against him, put in a lot of good saves, and that second goal, he's banged to rights. He relies on his defence with that, and they have massively let him down. He's completely unsighted. It is what it is. Jack Stacey, I would say also a 6. He had a lot of energy down the right-hand side, and was really trying to get something created. But many times he was just getting caught out. I don't really think the out of position was a lot to do with him, though. Unfortunately, when we were losing the ball further in front, it was just immediately getting launched into those gaps that were being left. Grant Hanley, a 4. Terrible for the first goal. Should have dealt with that a lot better, and just couldn't. Just showing his inability personally at this stage. Yes, he's club captain and he's a good captain in some ways, but playing-wise, we cannot rely on him going through this season. Shane Duffy, I would also put probably as a 5. He just didn't look on it with his defending. Again, centrally, the two boys in the centre-back positions have to take responsibility for that goal for Cameron Brannigan. By not closing down the edge of the box. And when he was looking to try and get forward, it would just look like he was trying to force everything rather than try and pick a winger or pick Josh Sargent out. Callum Doyle, I think a 6. I think it's a performance that he can build on. When Forson came on, he looked like he had he was a lot better at linking up with Forson in the midfield. I think there's positive signs there in a performance where we were under a lot of pressure, mainly because of everyone else. Nunez, probably a 6 as well. It was a few, he was good from set pieces. There was a few positive signs trying to bring the ball forward and link up with everyone. But again, a few times just kind of getting left in the pocket. Didn't really look like he was inspiring much fear in Oxford. Kenny McLean, for me, I would say he was a 6. He played well, put it all on the line. He surprised me how well he actually played. So fair play to Kenny actually on that one. Liam Gibbs, I would personally say a 7. No, 6. Yeah, 6. Don't know why I said 7. I think again it's similar to Callum Doyle. Not the best performance. Definitely didn't do as good at linking up with the back line, but when he was getting his head down and moving forward, which we need to hopefully see a lot more of in the future games for Norwich, it looked good. Christian Fashionow, very much a last minute replacement for Johnny Rowe, obviously saying that he doesn't feel comfortable playing and looks like he is imminently out the door. Did what he could. He looks a little bit better on the right than the left, to be honest. And yeah, we will see what is going to happen, obviously, with our right wing going forward. Switching to Borja Signs, for me a 5. He did not look good at all. I'm really not happy with his performance. He just didn't look himself. Now, whether that's confidence and will change as we get more into the season, we will see, but we're going to need a lot more from him up front. Josh Sargent, a 5, got lost for most of the game, and the yellow card did not help with being able to put pressure on the front foot. Substitutes. So we had Forson come on for Gibbs at half-time. I think he played really well. I would give him 6. I think if he'd started and played like that the whole game, a 7. A lot more energy. Got a yellow card for dissent, which I think is maybe him getting used to the English referees compared to maybe out in Austria. Hopefully that will be something that is stamped out very quickly. But he showed a lot of really the only positive signs collectively that Norwich had today. Lungi, Mr. Sorensen, I would probably have to say again 6. Only because he only played half an hour. If he played longer and played like that, he'd be down in a 5 like the other 2 centre-backs. Other than trying to kick the ever-living hell out of one of the Oxford defenders, I don't remember him doing too much else. Did get a header in the second half to try and bring us level, but he put it very tamely behind. Adam Ida also came on with Sorensen on an hour. I would say probably a 6 default performance. He at least tried to get something going down the left-hand side, but he really just couldn't give the finishing touch. His balls into the box were constantly hitting the first man until he got one that squeezed its way through to Stacey. And yeah, wanted to kind of see a bit more from him. Abri Kamara played reasonably all right, sort of 14 minutes or 20 minutes by the end of stoppage time. He had good energy. I'd comfortably say he was a 6 out of 10. Good energy, was willing to chase the ball down even on lost causes. And then we've got Gabriel Forsyth. We only played 2 minutes, so I think he has to go unrated. What we got here? It's going to get worse. Napa caught napping. I don't think this is Napa's fault, personally, unless that's just meant to be a funny play on words. I think Napa, whose responsibility is obviously to bring in a new manager. I think he has brought in a good manager. I don't think any of us would have wanted to have started this game with Wagner still at the wheel. And to bring in players. And I think the players that he has brought in, Doyle, I think he played all right. Forson, I think he played all right. The players that really let us down today are the players that have been here for 2-3 years. So I don't blame Napa and I don't blame Johannes. And I have faith that they can turn this around. And it might get worse in the early stages, mainly because we now do have 2 much harder league games coming up. But I don't personally believe that we need to run for the hills with fear right now. I think there is plenty of positivity that can happen. But yes, look, it is game said and done. I think that's most of my thoughts on where we're at right now. So I will thank you all for joining. For those Norwich fans, I'm sure you didn't enjoy the game, but hopefully you enjoyed the stream. And I will be at Stevenage on Tuesday, so I will be doing a matchday vlog and getting that posted up on Wednesday. Thank you all again for joining, for giving the likes, and for those who subscribed, and I will see